On Monday the 20th of November 2017, a group of Westerly owners from the North Wales area met adjacent to Conwy Marina for an autumn social walk. Conwy Marina owes its existence to the construction of the concrete tunnels used underneath the River Conwy as part of the A55 expressway. Event organiser Janet Dibble gave us a brief history of the construction of the marina.
They excavated this basin, 300 by 200 metres, and then in the basin they made 6 large sections of tunnel tubing, 118 metres long, 24 metres wide, and they each weighed 30,000 tonnes. Anyway, then they made an opening to the estuary, and then with buoyancy devices they floated these big castings out and they were...
Once we had finished admiring the boats in the marina, we continued our walk along the banks of the River Conwy towards the town of Conwy itself.
Ancestors all came from Cambridge years ago to create the sort of current Methodist church.
As we walked along the coastal path, North Wales Area Chairman Chris Dibble showed us a photograph taken in the age of sail of the exact spot that we were standing on.
Tall ship moored here, pretty much where my moorings just there on the corner. And that's the old Moss and Bailey. To just give you an idea, no engines at all, just the Lord's engine, the wind. Apart from this, I think this is a little steam vessel bringing window frames. You see the window?
Yeah.
Where did you get that from? It's on the internet. You've got a double berth.
We made our way through the town walls and onto the historic quayside at Conwy, just below Conwy Castle. The quayside is an extremely interesting place to explore and contains the smallest house in Great Britain. We gathered outside Conway lifeboat station and were given an introduction and welcome by Conwy Harbour Master, who also told us some of the activities that were going on in the area.
The Manor Straits, we service the the boys there, and we've just been doing some dredging in Conwy Harbour for them as well, and next few weeks we're off to Marina Bridge to fix their pier, so we're quite busy locally with the boat.
There is a superb sculpture on the quayside dedicated to the mussel fishing industry, which is very unusual but very well done. On the quayside was a large section of tree which had been retrieved from the river earlier in the day. Next, we gathered on a harbourside pontoon to which was moored the Conwy Harbour service vessel. Its skipper, Baz, gave us an interesting talk on the type of work which they undertake, servicing all the buoys, the moorings and the pontoons within the Conwy River. It was an extremely interesting talk which generated many questions, all expertly answered by Baz and his crew. Mussel fishing has been a traditional industry on the river for generations, so we went to the Conwy Mussel factory for a talk by its proprietor.
Do they have areas, do they do one area 1 year and then move and leave an area to grow again?
Not necessarily. The way the beds work here, natural beds, but we're seasonal. So the big thing with us is we'll stop in April, we fish from September to April every month with an arm. So when April comes, that's the time when mussels naturally sort of reseed themselves. So that's what we do, to let them, like nature take its course there.
Do you know how long it takes for one to grow?
From size, it will depend on where it's growing. Like they grow a lot faster here because, say, they're getting fed better, they've got deeper water. It will take 2 or 3 years to go from tiny. I mean, they start just like a pinprick, you know, they're that small, and they'll grow to. So that's what we've got here. Nice big mussels. So you get some barnacles on ours because that's a characteristic of it being in a natural environment. All the mussels you're going to get used to now is they're all rub grown or dredged. We're the only place left in the whole of the country now to hand dredge mussels. So all the mussels you'll see that aren't ours will be small black mussels, just because they're manufactured really for restaurant trade. But there's no meat in it, no meat content in it at all. You feel the way to that, it's full of meat, full of meat. You pick up a mussel in the supermarket.
How old is that one, do you reckon? 5 years?
5, maybe 5, 6 years old, yeah. A mussel like that. You know, it will go really big. So basically what's happening is they come in here, like these come in this morning, these are the purification tanks. This is like the technical side of the job now. Basically all mussels get purified now by law. So they're put in a tank like this. These are the mussels that have come straight off the seabed. And tonight the tank will be filled with seawater, and then it's going to cycle continuously then for 42 hours in the same tank. And at the back is a UV light system. So what the mussels will do, after about 12 hours, they'll clear the seawater in, so it's clear as gin. You'll be able to see right to the bottom of the water. It's like glass. Because they've made the water so clear, the UV rays will kill any harmful, potentially harmful bugs and bacteria in the water. So at the end of the cycle, they're actually filtering, purifying, ultraviolet, clean water. Safely how it is.
It was an extremely interesting talk, and many people bought a bag of mussels for their evening meal that night. This brought us nicely up to lunchtime, so we started to walk up into Conwy town itself and towards quite an unusual pub where we had agreed to meet for lunch. the pub is called the Bank of Conwy, which, unsurprisingly, is what it used to be. It's a dog-friendly pub, and every dog gets a free sausage.
Yeah, well that's what
On the opposite bank of the River Conwy is the marina at Deganwe. It is slightly newer than Conwy Marina and is surrounded by the usual hotel and apartment complex, which seems to be a feature of many modern marinas. Our walk took us over a bridge near to the entrance of the A55 Conway tunnel, which goes underneath the river, and as we learned was constructed in the basin which became Conwy Marina.